Hello there. How's everybody doing? This is Commander Swifty, the ineffectual gamer, and this is Elite Dangerous Beyond live stream. Notice it has no title. Hello, welcome back everybody. There's no noise in the game at the moment, so the desktop audio seems pretty low to me, but I think it'll catch up and everything. And I'm not playing any music or anything yet because I wanted to make sure that the stream was up and running. There are problems, I can see. Keeps clicking off live. I'm not a big YouTube streamer, so I know that my stream, the last few times I've tried to stream, has been affected by that. It is a bit of a pain in the backside, I'm going to be totally honest, because I can see from my stats that I'm outputting to restream absolutely perfectly. There's no problems whatsoever, but looking up on YouTube and stuff, it seems to switch, and it's now I'm in. No, I can get 1080, so hopefully it'll stay in the right way, and I'll be able to. It'll all work. Chat, I don't know if chat's working. I'm going to do a test for that in a moment. Just when I get it up on my screen here. Hello, chat. Hopefully that'll be fine. Come up somewhere on the stream. I haven't got the stream up and running now. Not having a good day. It's been too long. Hello chat. Okay, I can see that running. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to assume that everything is connected and running. So now what the thing I have to do is I have to put this into Discord and the like. So one of the reasons I actually haven't been streaming for a while is because every time I've tried to stream, it has just been a ball ache, and it's not connecting stuff. Because I'm guessing YouTube have tried to cut out people like restream and stuff to save bandwidth. That's my assumption. So every time I've tried to get stuff up and running, it's just not working properly. So let's have a quick look. So it's nice to be back. I've also been a bit busy as well, to be honest, and at night times when I usually stream, I've been going to bed much earlier and getting up earlier just because of my job. And then as Easter came along, I just kind of kept up with it. So it's that's the way it's been so far. Let me see. Copy to clipboard. There we go. Right. So it's been a bit strange that I haven't been streaming and whatnot. But I thought, you know what, today I'll put in a few hours. At least try and have a bit of fun doing it, and then hopefully go back to normal at work next week. I don't mean we actually go to work. I'm still working from home, but I feel much more comfortable in the environment that I'm having to work in and the way that I'm having to present. It's not too difficult from doing this, actually. Not too different, sorry, than doing this. So I've got a couple of years experience streaming now, so in theory I should be able to give classes in this way as well. But it in its own way, it's its own little thing. So there is kind of that. So right, I'm gonna go on to Discord and I'm gonna post this as well, because I should always post it on Discord. So yeah, so what's been happening in my life? Well, I live in Spain, one of the worst affected parts with the C word. I'm gonna try not to use it today because apparently YouTube, not that I get monetized for anything, but they're doing weird things and stopping algorithm things happening. So I'm just going to call it the C word for now. Because it's actually been pretty bad here. We haven't experienced it where we are, myself and my housemate. There's been a few deaths here, but there's nothing major. Work's going fine, so can't say that's bad or anything. But it has been very, very strange for the lockdown, because here it's really strict. The lockdown is immensely strict, and if the police don't like you or don't agree with you being outside the house for whatever reason, even if you've got a legitimate reason, they just fine you. And this means that I've kind of, at first, because I was only going out when absolutely necessary, because I bought a lot of food and I was a bit like Elazgar, I was prepping and things like that. So I kind of why is it not selecting all? Just select all. Copy. So a bit like Elazgar, I was prepping because we talked about it before, and I thought, okay, I'll just I'll just do that, and then it hit. The lockdown happened super quickly, and so before we knew it, the total lockdown had gone into effect. They were talking about certain people going to work, but a lot of my friends very quickly got sent home, and then we were stuck in the house. And then after a week, I went to go shopping a little bit, no problem. Did that, came home happy as Larry, and then the next week my cats needed their food replacing because I get it from a specialist place. Simply because the stuff that you get in the supermarket kills them, and so. I did go a little bit out the way for it, but I wouldn't say it was a ridiculous amount of distance out the way. I would say it's probably within 1 kilometer of my house. Like, it's not like I went a long distance. But a policeman stopped me, and he just wasn't really happy with the fact that I was out. Threatened to fine me and stuff, so I ended up kind of coming back indoors and very rarely going out. And then today, one of the cats was really ill today, so I had to go to the vets. 1 second, I'm just gonna find where that fucking page is now. What's that page? Why are you looking at YouTube and that? Right, okay, so I took the cat out, and I had to pay ridiculous vet bills now. So I'm poor. Very poor. The vets, obviously, this is good times for like vets and stuff. Emergency call out fees and whatnot. But she's sleeping next to me. I think she's fine. She's gonna be fine. Hey, let's go. Welcome in. You got my message. Good stuff. Right. So I'm actually gonna start doing something now. So I was right. So I'll tell you what I've been doing in Elite when I haven't been streaming. So that gives you more of an idea, a little bit of an idea. So as I haven't been streaming, I have been playing Elite very kind of in drips and drabs. I played it a couple of days ago. I think only the last week or so I started actually playing it again. I've been kind of playing some other games to pass the time, and I did want to stream at points, but as I said, I couldn't get Restream set up right. Even today, I had problems when I was starting. I've had to go into settings and change some settings, which I don't understand why YouTube wasn't accepting those settings. I guess it's something to do with the bandwidth that they're trying to save. So I had to stop the stream, go back and change some settings, and it's just a bit. It's one of those things where once you kind of pump yourself up to stream and you're ready for it, and then you get these things where it's like do this, do that. You're just like, oh, you know what? I don't want to stream. Kind of throws you off it. So, but I got it. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna make the Kevin Bacon double cheeseburger tonight. So, it's a burger with bacon inside the burger meat, and then it's gonna have cheese, extra bacon. And I thought, I have to do something in order to deserve that. So, so we'll see. Right, so I have played a little bit, and what have I been doing? I've been mining, because I think I had 3.2 billion. See, I'm up to 8 now. I was only mining in drips and drabs, so I went and got like 200 million here and 200 million there, like maybe spending 40 minutes or something. Something like that doing it. Low temperature diamonds, at the moment, I still think that the price is going down. Now, I don't know why the price is going down, because I mean, I know that they have this demand thing, so I'm not sure if when they do the tick over on the server every week to update things, I think that's the best day to go mining. I think that day, because the way that they were talking about the mining system was, I thought it would be like very quick. So there's lots of demand, and then suddenly it goes down, and I thought it would be almost like immediate, but it doesn't seem like that's how it works, because I had a place that I was selling low temperature diamonds for 1.6 million each, and that was acceptable for about 3 days, And then the day after it started going down, the day after it started going down even more, started going down more. Okay, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday the values go down. So I think when the server ticks over, that's when you get the price. So if you are planning on doing this whole fleet carrier grinding thing, it's better to do it on those days when the price is high, obviously, but I'm going to look into it and find out which day it is that the price is actually at the highest. So I'm actually, thanks for telling me that, Marshall. During the week they go back to the normal. So onions, I'm not a big fan of onions on my burger, Ellisgar. I have got pickles. I like pickles, so there's going to be pickles on it. Good dollop of ketchup and mayo. Mayo? Not mayo. Good dollop of ketchup and mustard. Those are the things I like. And the Big Mac sauce, yeah, Big Mac sauce is alright actually, but I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's nice. So yeah, so those are definitely days to go mining. I really don't think it's necessary to go crazy mining at the moment. Although there's a mining rush for 36 units of methanol here that I'm looking at in this. I'm going to go to outfitting actually. That's the reason why I was in the station. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I think now maybe I'll get a bit more back to trying to stream a little bit more. It is very up and down at the moment. Although I'm at home, it's a little bit more difficult. I live with other people and things like that, and you can't. Although I thought originally, I could stream in the day, I could do this, I could do that. It's really just not gone in that direction. My boss doesn't like me having any time to myself. I mean, that's just a big no-no in their opinion. So I'm not at work, so I should be available, which is kind of it's made me a little bit angry at times, but it's how my boss is. Right, let me just have a look at these stored modules and see what the hell I'm doing here, because I was sure I had some passenger cabins. I have 1 hour 7 minutes. Where the hell did I leave them? Well, I'll transfer them over because I'm going to be honest with you, all modules should be here. I've got a business class passenger. No idea why I've got 2 fuel scoops out in the middle of bloody nowhere. There's no reason to have these fuel scoops out there. Do you know, it's stupid sometimes when I jump back into the game because I realise how badly I do things sometimes. Well, I was going to talk about the dreaded FC word today because, and Ellisgar will know, I'm coming from a completely different point of view from other people about it, and I'm going to be totally honest here, where I think the YouTubers, the famous ones that we know, they have in general, some of them have backtracked a little bit after they played it for a while, and have seen the bigger picture, but I think they're just using this for clicks. I really, really do on this one. I know they do it for other things, but on this one in particular, because I watched some of the live streams the day the beta went live, and there was just negativity from the first second before the game even loaded up, because I think it crashed or something. It was like, oh, here we go again, and it's like too many people are getting on that. I say just expect it from this game. Expect when a beta goes live or the game goes live, it's going to crash and it's going to be a bit of a shit show for the first 12 hours. That isn't different for a lot of other games. I'm going to be honest, because I play The Division and I play other games, and it's the same with them. They all go down that route. So, when everybody who owns the game tries to log back in at a specific time just to get a look at the new bells and whistles, you're going to have server crashes. I think even if you had, I bet EA servers have it when they go live with a new patch. I'm absolutely sure of it. I don't play those games, but I'm sure it happens with them as well, and they probably have their own server farms. It's just a case of you've got all of these people coming back. The only thing I didn't understand about the beta, because myself and Elliscar talked about it a couple of days before, was the fact that they didn't sorry, let me get these shifted over. They didn't give everybody the chance to buy a fleet carrier. Now maybe that's because they thought, bloody hell, if we give people the opportunity to get a fleet carrier, they'll want it as soon as it goes live. I don't know if it was that or something else, but it's so very strange that um, they didn't give everybody the chance to try it, because I think the tagline was "Come and try the fleet carriers." I'm sure that was the tagline in the advert when they said they were putting out the beta. So I don't know why they didn't allow everybody to have like a 10 billion starting point or something like that. They just did it as the old photograph of your account, and I was just I don't know. It baffled me. Still does. Um, oh, I haven't got a crash, have I? No. Talking about crashing. Mario cannot be fit is restricted to the beluga. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So 29 minutes. Okay, so I can probably do something else in the meantime. I'll go and have a look at the mission board again. So yeah, here's where this is where I feel about fleet carriers, right? Still don't know if I'll end up getting one, but I'm getting the money for one anyways. Yeah. They're overpriced to buy one, in my opinion. And here's why I think it's overpriced to buy one. I think they're overpriced to buy one because even if you play this game by the rules, right? So you don't buy into these triple diamond hotspots and whatnot, and you just go and mine as a happy miner, right? And then you come back, you sell that off, maybe to your station, not even to a particular station, right? And then you go out and you do a bit of combat, okay? I think it would take a ridiculous amount of time to earn 5 billion credits, right? And I look at fleet carriers as kind of an end game thing. So, like, not an end game thing, but I think until the new update comes up anyway, that they're kind of a mid-end game thing, where you've done the engineers, you've done the guardians, you've got the modules you need, you've got the things you need, you've done your power play, everything you've got, okay, and you're still playing the game for the last 2 years, because there are people like that. And so there's like, okay, we're going to give you this thing. But I think even people who've played it by the book, doing all the other stuff, I don't think they'll be near 5 billion credits. I mean, you have to really abuse this game to get that 5 billion credits. I've had this account for over a year. This account, this is the second account. I've had it for over a year, and I've hammered this account more so than the other one. The other one I've done a couple of streams, but this one has been the account where I've been doing all the engineering grind. And you think about that, I started this account last January when I did the live stream, the 24-hour live stream. And my current holdings are 3.8 billion. Now, I've actually hammered the low temperature diamonds, the painite. I've done all of that. So I think 5 billion is too much. Okay? So, however, I don't think the additions are too much. And this is where I disagree with all of the others. Because I am fully against being able to get a fleet carrier and pimp it out with everything and just do what you want to do. And it's not because of people in my stream who would probably still enjoy it, because you're all generally the people who come into my stream are the people who really, really like the game. But if you allow people that instant pimp out, they're going to stop playing the game so quickly, and then they're going to start complaining about again that there's no content. There's got to be a reward element to it. So what I think the idea is that you buy a fleet carrier, and you buy, let's say, the trading part. So I've forgotten what you call it now. The commodities market, right? So you buy that part, and you make money. You either ship commodities onto your ship, or you let the. I'm pretty sure NPCs do it. I'm not sure of it. I'm not sure if NPCs do it, but you can see them in videos flying way in towards your ship. I think NPCs do use your trade market and stuff like that. And you're setting tariffs on things, so you can set tariffs. Obviously, if you set a tariff to 100%, nobody's going to come and buy anything. But if you find a sweet spot, you're going to have people coming and going, and you might even be able to undertariff something in order to try and make money a little bit faster. And as a business owner, you're going to have to do that. They were saying that they were persistent across all platforms all the time. So I'm assuming when you're timed out, you're still going to be earning money. And I think what people are not understanding at the moment is that the weekly upkeep that Marshall's just talking about there. All right, so they don't do anything. So yeah, then the upkeep might be just too much. Because I honestly thought that the NPCs were the other day when I was watching. I think it was Down to Earth. I was watching. He put a request out for tritium, and within a few minutes he'd had like 11 pieces or something. It isn't a lot, and it's an odd number. And I thought somebody hasn't delivered that. That's an NPC doing that, because like 11. Why would somebody choose 11? Do you get what I mean? So, but again, maybe if you have to put a request out for something, NPCs bring it. I don't know, but if they're not, well, that's kind of just shit on my whole story. But the idea for me was, well, hang on, NPCs must use it in some way. They must. Because why would you be buying and selling ships? Are they talking about to the player base? Because we haven't got a big enough player base. I don't know, Marshall. I think I'll have to watch a live stream, because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't watch any of the elite stuff. I don't particularly like the people who present. But I'm thinking about what a fleet carrier does, right? If you're relying on the player base to fund you, or the player base to make money out of the player base, then you could only allow 4 or 5 people to have a fleet carrier, sorry. Otherwise it wouldn't work. That's weird. Alright, I didn't know that. Are you absolutely 100% sure of that? Because that doesn't make sense. I'm not going to go to somebody's fleet carrier to buy stuff unless they have like a sale on, which they go, oh, we'll give you a ridiculous sale. It makes no point to me to go to somebody else's fleet carrier and buy something. It makes 0 sense. I wonder if that'll change in the big update, and NPCs will use it. I know they have been saying that there's certain things we can't do because of restrictions to the. Alright, let's have a look. We've got some hydrogen fuel here, but that's a wing mission, so can't be doing that one. Oh cripes, I'm not getting good things. Okay, but is it what everybody's saying or what FDev is saying? Because some things people were saying in the live streams and FDev came back. Because I don't know anybody listens to live radio. They were on live radio the other day and they were speaking, but I can't remember. I had it on in the background and I don't think they mentioned not NPCs. But we'll have to see. But it is a beta and it's going to go through periods. And they said on live radio that they won't be able to put everything that you can do into the beta part because they just haven't got time to do it, unfortunately. So just 1 second, because everything I'm getting off here is mining. So I really don't know if I want them to be the controlling faction, because they're not really giving me good work. They've got some wet work, but it's for crap stuff. So I don't know if I want them to be in power here. I think I have to have a look at somebody who gives me more. Refined focus crystals. I like rarity grade 4. Yeah, I could take that. Non-pirate John O'Neill. Okay, we'll do that. Scan the nav beacon. Okay. Yeah, we'll take that one. So, let's have a look. Let's pop out. Oh, Restream does this really crappy thing now where you have to check for new messages. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, that's what's restrictions or unlicensed. It doesn't pop good. No. I'm telling you, Brian, I've been saying it forever. They basically admitted that this iteration of the game they can't do things, and they were saying if you think it's frustrating that you can't do this, it's frustrating to us that we can't program that part in. We work with certain numbers and certain balances, but they were seeming to point out that after the update, the big update, the paid update, it'll change that. I was saying before, the paid update will be paid for whatever extra content they have, but I think people who have the game will still get the update, they just won't get the content. So it'll be like, I'm trying to think how you would put it. you would get the code update, you just wouldn't get the updated stuff in it. But it's interesting because Thudpucker's saying the same as well. But nice to see you, by the way, Thudpucker. It's been a long time. They needed something to keep it going, Brian. I mean, for all we know, it's delayed until this time next year now. Let's go do this, by the way, so it doesn't run out. I don't think it'll run out. Why is it a wing mission? Oh, for God's sake, what have I got myself into here? We'll be alright. I have faith. I have faith. Because I gotta have faith, faith, faith. And you do know, we are with the Jesus.
Liam and me, we're going out. Let me tell you something, Pandeo. You pull any of your crazy shit with us, you flash a piece out on the lanes, I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
So, we're in the Jesus. Right, okay. No, don't worry, Thudpucker. You don't have to apologise for anything. Life is like that. I'm no different. I'm no different. Right, so let's just go see what we're doing, and hopefully I don't die. Don't die on me! I was thinking getting Game Glass, actually. Has anybody seen Game Glass? You can buy the little shards, they call them, relatively cheap. And I just think having it in front of me will make this feel a lot more Star Trek-y, even though I actually don't like Star Trek. Don't kill me. I'm not a huge Star Trek fan. Can't find Restream chat here. I'm using my phone for Restream, and I don't know if I have Restream chat on my phone. Restream chat. Okay. And the reason I say that is because I really could do with it. Don't want stream. So maybe it's just Restream. Get off. Nothing showing up on my phone. I'll just have to keep If you've got a good tablet, Marshall, it's nice. If you've got a good tablet, it's very nice. It's very clear, and it has options that I just think some of the options on it are just there on the screen. And you know, sometimes when I'm with the yoke, you sometimes forget, what did I have this set to? Like, you know, if you leave the game for a couple of days. But that is just so much more intuitive. And then it leaves your, I guess it leaves your joystick available, or your yoke, sorry, available for the things that you really need it for, mainly combat and stuff like that. And well, your mining and stuff like that. But well, that might work on a Galaxy Note. But is Galaxy Note a phone, or if you've got the tablet? Because I think the Galaxy Note, it'll look lovely on that. Mission detected. Now let me just see if it detected it actually in system. Normally it doesn't, so I have to go to the beacon. Sometimes he'll pull you out a hypercruise when you go into nav beacon, which is pretty darn good. I do like that. I do prefer it when he does that as well. It's just easy for me as a pilot. Okay, because on the phone, Game Glass isn't as nice. When you've got it on like a 8-inch tablet or something, it looks really clean. It's in the colours of Elite, so it really feels like it's a part of your it feels like it's a part of your game experience, you know. So I'm considering it, but yeah, all that'll get changed, Brian. I'm sure about it. They did advertise it, and they'll have to answer to that at some point, because they were saying exploration fleet carrier. So they were basically saying in the stream the other day that if you want to go to Beagle Point in it, you could. They're not going to stop you, but you're going to need to amass enough money in the bubble to go to Beagle Point, because you'll need to have it banked. And that's where just I think it becomes slightly more difficult, because You don't know how long you're going to spend going to Beagle Point. Can they decommission it if you're out in the middle of space? Can it be decommissioned? Is it even possible to decommission it when it's out of the bubble? Because they were saying, you know, oh, we don't really expect people to go out of the bubble, but they can. And I'm like, well, you did advertise a... You did advertise a... Where is it? There we go. Threat 6? Oh my god. I'm gonna give it a go, because Threat 6? I'm sure Kathina used to tell me don't go above a Threat 3. Hopefully, let's actually set weapons and stuff. Hopefully, if I can hopefully, I have had one where I just nipped in, managed to find the guy really quickly, offed him, and jumped out. So, you know, hopefully we've received intel something. He's in your ways. Alright, okay, so there might be some extra people trying to knock off me. My guy is called John O'Neill. Okay. Yeah, but how can they decommission it if you're in Beagle Point? Do they take your ship out and just drop you? Because what if you've got a small ship? What if you've only got a Sidewinder? You haven't got enough jump range. I don't know. These questions have to be answered, don't they? But we'll have to see. No, there's a reason they left cartographies out for the time being. There is a reason, and I'm guessing it's a functional reason. I mean, you know, we'll see. I mean, what we've got at the moment will not be what gets released. I mean, they were saying that, so I have no reason to disbelieve that part. Right, I'm gonna be very intelligent about this and turn off my advanced docking computer so that I can have that extra shield booster, because that's actually bloody important. Wait, here we go. Probably. We'll see. I think Simon's gonna regret this. Oh, maybe you won't. Am I gonna get absolutely... I don't know why it's my power plant capacity is too high, because I need to turn something off because I don't want anything turning down. He should not be able to shoot at me from this distance. This could be a lot of cock waving here and hoping that I get to take him down before. He hasn't got my shields down yet, which is good crack. Right, if I can get close up to him actually, I'll try and at least get the lasers on track. Ah, I hate it when it does like that. Come on, because he's trying to get his shields back up. Come on. Come on. There we go. Oh, the security services. Alright. Right. So, let's see if we... I'll stick my systems back up to full just so I get my thing back. I'm going to have a quick look here to see what was causing the over... Something went over on there. Yeah, I don't really actually need the cargo hatch on, so I'm at 98. That should be okay, right?
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2.
Right, let me have a quick look. Sorry if I haven't been answering the chat. You know what I'm like when I'm in battles. I have to go mental. Should I bring my exploration sheet? Yeah, you'd probably do a better job than me, Marshall, to be honest. Right. Do you know, I don't understand why my recharge with full systems doesn't recharge faster. I don't want to do reboot repair or anything, and then I've got to go get this guy, so I don't want to. Bothers me that I don't get it back so fast. Full systems. I need to read what my things are on it, because in theory this it is coming back slightly there. This ship's kind of very, very, very hard hitting, but once the shields are down, you're messed up really. So let's see. And this is threat 6. What's his name? John O'Neill, wasn't it? John O'Neill. See, I'm a bit more prepared these days when I do this. I'm genuinely concerned about stuff. But he's a threat 6, so you got to. I'm gonna have engineered ships helping him, unless he's on his own. Sometimes he is on his own. He's not in a wing. But if it's a threat 6, I'm guessing he's in a wing. I'm just making stuff up as I go along here. I actually have no idea. So, crap, I keep closing that. Let's see. Oh, my cat. She was really, really ill this morning. But she's. Oh. Robert Snodgen? No, don't want Robert Snodgen. Who's this? Is that him? No. Is that him? Psychus? No. John O'Neill. That's the guy. Yeah, I know. I don't even know if I'm going to get his shields down here. It's like a Jean-Michel Jarre concert. At least he hasn't got any protection, as in, he hasn't got a lot of protection from me by the looks of it. So he hasn't got chaffs. I'm down to 88 and my shields are getting really low. If I can nudge him. Right, okay, now my shields are offline, but he's done and dusted, so. Yep. 28. Booyah! See you later, suckers. Right, got him. I'm getting better, Marshall. I'm much. I might have looked like chaos to other people, and I bet you go, pips to shields, pips to shields. But it wouldn't have. The pips to shields in this build don't seem to help because it happened before. I haven't. It isn't fully. It isn't fully done. It isn't. The ship isn't fully finished. It's not as good as it could be, and the pips to shields thing. We'll see. It was pretty close. Pretty close. And considering he had two mates with him, and then somebody else dropped in. Somebody else dropped in as soon as I scanned him. So. But times have changed. Hang on a minute. Why haven't I got? Ah, I turned it off. Oh crap! I forgot I turned it off. Hang on a second. Need to turn it back on now. What can I turn off for the extra frame shift wake scanner? Definitely don't need that up. Right, activating docking computer. Supercruise assist, why is that off? Oh, it's been damaged. Oh, you son of a gun. Why did they go after my Supercruise assist module? Seems like the last module I'd go after. Maybe it's because they know I'm always doing the loop of shame. Like, yeah, go after his Supercruise. Trying to jump it. I'm gonna blow myself up doing this. Are you trying to say I'm an ineffectual gamer there, Brian? Well, the biggest disappointing news in this lockdown has been the fact that what's it called? The Last of Us 2 got pushed aside, and so did what do you call it? Cyberpunk. I actually think, with Cyberpunk in particular, I think they're dropping the ball. I really do. I think a lot of people buy non-physical now, and I think you could actually entice people who normally buy physical copies in. But no company seems to want to be the company that tries to do that in this period. So, yeah, ran out of food. No, she's. They were saying. They were saying that she was peeing blood basically. The vet said it's high stress. They said that if you're at home all the time when normally you're not at home, they don't understand why. They like wonder whether, oh shit, he's gonna fucking finish me off this game. Sorry for the effing and jeffing, but I felt like it wanted to kill me there. So I had to take her and she's had a load of antibiotics and stuff. But she seems okay now. It's not a loop of shame. Corkscrew, yes, of unusual arrival. Hey, an Infinite Gamer, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, so I'm worried about what these repairs are going to cost me. Are the repairs going to cost me more than $500,000? It's $500,000. I think I've only got. Talk about battering yourself into the ground. I can't even have insufficient material capacity. Refined focus crystals. Do you sell refined focus crystals? Or have I got so many I don't need anymore? I didn't think about that before I took it. So I just did a completely useless thing. Funny you should say that, Elsgar. No, I don't punch her in the kidneys. I do slap my cats on the backside. Like, in a game, which they like. And I have thought about that before actually, because it is slapping them where I don't know where a cat's kidney is. I'll have to have a look at it, but it could be like literally slapping them in the kidneys. Never really thought about that until not so long ago. And take down emplacement at part. Like, no, that's going to be somewhat stupid, isn't it? Bring 45 units of animal meat, but that's only going to give me rep. But rep, I can rep up with these. That's the thing. I didn't think about that, and I can donate stuff. So the donations. The only thing is, does anybody know, once a faction gets in power, do they stop doing kind of the aggressive stuff and then concentrate on... do they concentrate on just like the massacre things and stuff like that? Loads of reputation for that, but I don't really need it. I do actually need to check on my reps. Why is it doing that?
Flight assist off. Flight assist on.
Right, okay, so let's have a look. So, that one. Combat rank's not looking bad, is it? Expert? I don't know how many you go above expert to get to elite, actually. My explorer rank is shameful for this account, to be honest. For me. Pioneer. It's terrible. What did I come in here for? There was a reason. Ah, yes, check on all my ranks and everything. So, status in it. So let's have a look. So we are Rear Admiral with Federation. We are Marquis with Empire. They really need to start, actually, for new players, they need to explain what the ranks are. They need to have a ranking thing. I don't think... It might be now in the Codex, actually. I don't know if it is in the Codex, though. Ranking in the Codex? Does anybody remember? Won't be in Knowledge Base. Don't think it's in there. No, it's not in there. In there. I've just pressed that, div. Could be under Commander. Session look stats. Right, let's have a look. Stats. Combat crimes. Crew. No. Crew. Oh shit! I need to fire my crew. I forgot about that. I'm gonna build my crew up later, I think. No, I don't think it gives. I don't think it gives you a list of them. I know. Well, it's from. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Red Dwarf, Marshall. You had an American version of it for a short time, but I think it had only one series or something. But he's from like a sci-fi, an English sci-fi show, but he's supposed to sound so kind of stupid and done. Right, so here's an issue I have with this game. Right, I want to show you this because I think it's important, and hopefully this is one of the bloody big things they update. So I think it's shipyard. I can do it. Right, ship transfer. Is it ship transfer or stored ships? Right, here, for example, my Diamondback Scout, it says, this ship is wanted in another jurisdiction. 1,000 credits. That ship has never done anything illegal. Right? It's never done anything illegal. That ship has not even clipped a station on the way out. Right? The Aspect Explorer is fine. This one, global fines 169,000. As far as I'm aware, that one's never done anything either. Not for a fine of 169,000. That's a high fine. What was the other one that had a fine on it? Or was that it? It might have just been that. It might have just been that one. It's not the Red Dwarf, it's that one that's got the fine on it, I think. And I don't understand why. And I'm sure I had more ships than that. Don't know why I thought I had more ships than that, but I was sure I was. Expert Master Dangerous. Alright, I've got a fair way to go then with even with the the fighting. But to be fair, I did fight Thargoids once, but it didn't seem to be going up fast enough, so I just didn't bother with it. Yeah, that's. I mean, I don't understand what that fine's for. If it was on this ship, I totally understand. This ship's got guns. All my other ships are passive, so I really don't understand why I'm getting these fines on some of my ships, because I'm definitely not incurring them. I don't feel like I'm incurring them anyway. So, right, let's see. I might as well sell that off. Yeah, you can make a little bit of money just through passive moving around. It's quite nice. Right, my stuff should be arriving by now if I want to do a passenger mission. See, look, I don't know if I've just chosen the wrong station or what, but it's all like mining. Boom data delivery is not bad. Not for the money I get, but you look at that one. Don't want to be caught out by that. 22,000 light years. No, thank you, ma'am. There seems to be more wing missions than there is. Like, there's not one delivery mission, but there's a wing delivery mission. It's like, I'm not going to deliver 5,000, am I? Hey Scott, how's it going? I don't know if it is. No, I haven't done anything illegal in them that I can think of. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I know that each one of my ships does a job. So anything illegal. Hang on a second. I just want to pause that. Anything illegal, I'm gonna use this ship that I'm in now. And everything else, no. There is a. I haven't built it yet, but I want to build a very cold Diamondback Explorer for doing passenger missions with passengers who are wanted. But I haven't done that yet, and I never get fined because they never find out that I've got the wanted person on the ships because it's so cold, and I can turn everything off and just sneak in. So I really don't know why they're incurring these. Some people said it's a glitch with the game. Sometimes when you do certain actions, it'll give you a fine, but it's right. Okay, so let's just have a look at the outfitting. Hey, good to see you, Smitty. Nice to see you in stream. It's been a long time, mate. Long time. Hope you're doing well. It's nice to see everybody. And who was it who just saw Scott W? Are you new to the street, Scott? You're not the old Scott? Or you're a new Scott? Yeah, can't imagine I've done that either, Scott. It's you've got to. I'm very strict with my ships, so I just can't understand where something might have come from. But then again, I don't know my ass from my elbow some days, so it may be a case, maybe just a case of that. Right, let's take out the fighter bay. We really don't need the fighter bay for the moment, so we'll store that. Store that. Could take the cargo rack. Don't know why I had that cargo rack set in there. I didn't realise I did. Collect a limpet's always good, just in case. All reinforcement. I need all of those goodies, so I'm gonna take this one. Not browse shop. That's all. We're gonna transfer, and then I think we're gonna try with a first class cabin. We're gonna give some of these people a good. I was gonna say good ride there, but that just didn't come out right, did it? No, I can't imagine it did. And we're gonna go back to the surface. So let's have a look. Open mining. Yeah. No, I'm playing in the live game, mate. I'm not interested in beta testing for somebody else. They can do that themselves. I have very strong feelings about that. I don't mind beta testing some things, but at the moment, no, I'm not interested in beta testing some of the stuff that they want. Right, let's have a look. So let's see what we've got. You got to be careful here that I don't pick one like that, because it looks nice, but it's actually the worst of the worst of the worst, so I don't want that. Even that's a bit of a freaky one. Sol's True North Star. Oh, Well, I was saying before that some, I'm not going to do it, but in this stream anyway, but stuff like this actually does interest me, because I was saying before to people that we don't know what's out there in the galaxy, and I really think that FDev should actually put some passenger missions to take you out to places that look really good. We got 2 here. We got, that's a roundabout one that's going to get me good rep, so I think I'm going to take that one. Why is that the destination of a planet? It's a strange one. Is it? Is it strange that he wants to go to a planet? But yeah, I'm gonna take that one straight away. Unfazed by danger, low value target. It's a perfect, absolutely perfect person to take, and they're not gonna have to share their cabin with anybody. But let's fit 2 people in a 13-man first class cabin. They've really got it going for them. So Artemis, and I'm gonna take them in this big boy because I want them to feel safe anyway. So could be. Oh well, nice to see you, Scott. So you knew Scott. Nice to see you. Yeah, I was mining boron. If there's a really, you've got to go where the 2 are close together. You got to go in between them. I was going to the one in the middle of the 3, but that's not where the good drop rate is. The good drop rate is in between the 2 little ones. I'll definitely get a fleet carrier. I mean, there's no point in being a streamer and not having one, but I can imagine it's going to get decommissioned really fast. It's going to get decommissioned fast. I just can't see me being keeping up with it. I really can't. So, oh, still mass locked, aren't we? So. So yeah, I've been going to Boron every now and again, just when the prices are high, and doing a bit of mining and then shipping it back. But yeah, that spot's quite nice. The only thing about Boron sometimes is those NPCs don't go away. And I had an instance the other day, sorry, where I'd finished mining and then the NPCs came back. Not when I'd finished, I was about halfway through, I think, and they came back, and I had to jump out. Because I just saw what's in your hold, and I was like, retract hard points, boost. See you later, alligator. So you've got to be really careful with the NPCs in that area, and I'm not sure if that's because of the overlap. I'm not sure why. Then yesterday I had to wait ages while security came in and blew one guy up because he wouldn't go away either. So. Right, what are we actually doing here? She's going on a sightseeing adventure to Freeholm Victory and Retoria Reclaimed. Okay, seems alright, seems a good one. Yeah, well, the thing is, Smitty, when you have the really good price on low temperature diamonds, it's probably better taking this ship. Might be right. I'll have to play around with it to get the right mix just so I can have a mining laser as well. But this ship, the multi-cannons do kind of destroy people, but the beam lasers, I think, heat people up. So mode. There we go. Let's make sure I've got the correct mode set.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frame shift drive.
Oh, I might have jumped a bit early there, but we'll see a smoke show. No, The Last of Us definitely been put back. I think I can understand it with The Last of Us. With the Cyberpunk, I think they should have gone pressed ahead with it. I think they'd have made enough sales digitally, and it would have pushed some people to actually purchase this digitally as well. I think all these companies are a bit, although they work in the tech industry, they're a bit behind sometimes in their attitudes. You know, a lot of movies have been put back and stuff, and some of it's for logistical reasons because they can't get the stuff to the editors. But some of them have been put back because people can't go to the cinemas to watch, and I'm like, put it on Netflix or Amazon or something like that. You're going to make a ton of money. You've got all these, you've got this audience just sat there waiting for it. But you can't teach old dogs new tricks. You just can't. You just can't. And they're just not interested, because I was like, I was thinking like, this was probably the best time to release a AAA game for me. But apparently there was something. It was something to do with Naughty Dog. I'd found that 50% of their sales come from 50% of their sales come from physical stores still. So they were not interested in losing that. Right, why are we not... I haven't travelled to the wrong system here. I know I haven't. Open galaxy map. Got it right there, so why am I... Why is it not showing up? Well, this is a new one. A new one for me. Mission's not wanting to show up. Wants to go to free home victory. Right, let's see where free. Let's see if I can just physically see free home victory. Free home. Right, see if we can get it to do. See if we can get it to do something. It's very strange that it's not showing up. Maybe if I go to the... There isn't any escape. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna have to submit, I guess, Lindy Lou.
Scan detected.
Your shields are offline already. Boop. See you later. Right, okay. Oh, got a mate with her. What's a mate doing? Oh, it's already destroyed. Right, okay. And luckily the person who's in with me doesn't mind the damage. Right, what was I looking for? Free home. Let's try it again. Oh, sorry, my hard points are out. Let's have a look. That's it. No. I don't know. It's been uploaded to your panel. Hang on a minute. So, he's saying it's in your panel. Listen, I've got time to complete this, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually, as daft as it sounds, I'm just going to go to the nav beacon. I'm going to scan it, and then I'm going to see if if it suddenly pops up in the side panel. That's a strange bug, if it's indeed a bug and not me just being an idiot. Hey Malcolm, how's it going? Welcome into the stream, my good man. But normally, the thing is, Thudpucker, normally when it's part of the mission, it appears in your side panel. If it's searching for a bad guy, sometimes it doesn't. But it normally is. If you're visiting a particular destination, it's a known destination, so it normally just pops up in your side panel as long as you honk. I did honk, didn't I? Is that what it is? Did I not honk? I don't know what I'm in now. Ah, sorry, I'll just scan it. Oh, crazy, knows how to go slow, doesn't it? So, yeah, but maybe I didn't honk. But then if I didn't honk, these shouldn't show up, should they? Was Black Mesa Expedition one of them? What was the other one? Oh no, Rheotic Reclaimed. But he says look in his side panel. Yeah, whatever. You know, it is what it is, this game, some days. No, it's okay. It's I mean, I think it's just a glitch. I think it's just a glitch. He's hoping it's just a glitch because this one might not be too hard to find because there's something with its name. So. Oh, still not appeared. Right. Okay. Well, never mind. We'll go towards that thing and maybe it shows up. Who knows? It's very strange. I've not experienced this before. And we'll just hop it over there, and we'll hope that that it shows up the closer we get. Ooh, high grade emissions. It's only 6,000 light seconds away. Probably have to get there in 35 seconds or something as well. And I think the other one's in a different system. So we'll see. Later. So yeah, at the beginning of the stream I was talking about, because a lot of you have come in live and you probably don't know why, but I haven't been streaming a lot because at the very early days of the outbreak, I'm not going to say the C word. There was a lot of problems with YouTube. It wouldn't connect from third-party things, so I couldn't do that. They wouldn't let me stream to two different places. There was a lot of work. I had a lot of work preparing for what we were going to do going forward. So my job just became ridiculous. I mean, I was doing it all day long, every day, trying to organise how we were going to do it going forward. And then we switched formats after a week. So if you understood how bureaucratic my job is, not bureaucratic in government sense, just my boss likes to have people working, and meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting, trying to work out what we were going to do going forward. Then we put that into place, but we still needed to have meetings because there might be mistakes or there might be problems. We're actually supposed to be meeting tomorrow, even though it's Easter Monday, because there's been some bad news stories about Zoom, and we need to have a big discussion about that. It's mindless. So kind of just never got to get round to streaming because of that. And then when I did have this week off, I was just like, I just wanted to rest, man. I just want to watch films and play games and not think about doing anything. But I maybe could have streamed a little bit. I was worried about setting it back up, and then when I set it back up today, I was having problems as well, and I nearly just thought sod it, but I changed a few settings and I seem to have fixed it all. And then I got on really late because, of course, taking the cat to the vets for this emergency thing. She's out cold now, poor thing. You're not out too cold, are you? Oh, right. Okay, so I don't need to actually specifically target that, should I? It should have come up with a destiny. Ah, there we go. Free home victory. Right. Is that... yeah.
Core Dynamics, Juliet Echo Sierra. Welcome to this Imperial facility. We are delighted to receive you.
Incoming
There we go.
critical message.
So, you know, in future, I think I'm actually going to give him... I'm going to take him on a trip of it. I don't like the fact that you can just go, yeah, visited now, we're done. Who does that? Who goes to the Statue of Liberty, gets off the boat and goes, yeah, alright, seen it, see it, let's go back to land. It doesn't work. Oh, listen, Elazgar. Every platform is in one way or another by one party or another, or one country or another. It's all like that. All of it. All of them. Oh, cripes, that's a bit of a distance. No wonder they were paying so much money. All of them. There's nothing worse about Zoom than there is about Skype. I'm sorry, but there isn't. I was watching a documentary last night actually about how certain British companies, so it seems alright because they're British, they're not from a different race, and they were harvesting data from Facebook and using it to help the Trump election, to help Brexit, things like that. And how underhandedly they'd done it, and how they had literally, and I do mean literally because that's what they did, stolen people's data. Stolen it. Not paid for it even. Stolen it. And yeah, they got shut down, blah 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 blah. Nobody really went to jail. It's all good because it's a Western company. But I do get what you're saying in certain areas, but listen, all of our stuff's like that. All of them. Everything we use. Restream probably has stuff that tracks everything I'm doing. YouTube definitely does. Facebook certainly does. It's so... We're in a society now where if you want to use certain things, you're giving everything up. All your data up. And you're not getting it for free. Your data's worth more than... Your data's worth more than you half the time. My data's definitely worth more than me. I know that much. I mean, I know that the problem with Zoom is that it has an option for an open meeting. And because of that, and I don't know why, it doesn't seem to have any encryption. I don't know why they wouldn't do why they would do that. I'm guessing it's because it's cheap. Maybe they were a new company or whatever. So what's been happening is that people have been... They haven't hacked it like people think they have. They were just running I'm guessing some type of thing, some type of program that was randomly going through the numbers of the meeting that could be possible, and then pinging the server to see if there was a meeting on that meeting number. Then they would type the meeting number in and go into the meeting. But I mean, if you're having a meeting without a password, then yeah, that's probably going to happen. I mean, they maybe should have had some end-to-end encryption, but then our countries don't like that. They don't want end-to-end encryption. It should all be open. Oh, do you know what? I bought some... I can't even remember the name in English because I've never really eaten it in English. In Catalan it's called wrap. Let me just find out. It's a flatfish that lives at the bottom of the sea. You eat the cheeks. What's this animal called? Catalan to English. Some things I honestly don't know in English because I've never used them. Catalan wrap. Fish. Oh, it's not gonna fucking say. Fish wrap. Flounder, no. I'll tell you as soon as I see it. An anglerfish. An anglerfish. You might call it flounder. Let me have a quick look. Anglerfish, or in English, the name we use is monkfish. Monkfish, bottom feeder. And that's the fisherman's fish, they call it, because it was so. It's actually really, really good. I don't eat in English. Well, I might do. If you're eating in French, it's le. But no, I mean that when I'm shopping and stuff here, I'm not thinking in English. I don't think I need chicken. I think I need pollastre. Like it's how my brain works when I'm shopping. Sometimes with vegetables I think in English actually, but with a lot of other things I don't. And so I've never eaten monkfish in England, so I've never gone through the process of being in a shop and having the word monkfish in my head and thinking I need monkfish. So here I'm thinking wrap all the time, and I really didn't know what it was in English. So there you go.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
Anglerfish as well it's called. And in England they use it for something called scampi. Which scampi is one of these things in England where it's something disguising as something else. So I can't remember if everybody always thought lobster was in scampi. I can't remember what it was people thought was in scampi, but most of the time it's this little pieces of this fish, but it's actually really good fish. And the reason it got sold as something else because it's a bottom feeder and nobody wanted to eat it. So alright, we're only 2 jumps away. Only 2 jumps away. So yeah, if you haven't listened to this week's Lave Radio, I would definitely go Lave Radio. I would definitely go and listen to it. They did a podcast with all the people from FDev. So I'm just going to see if I can find it just to post it. Because at the moment it's only showing the actual. Well, I'll post the website in the chat. Please don't tune out now and go and listen to it. Go and listen to it later. But they say a few things about fleet carriers. They've even said that things like the upkeep and everything, they're just correlating numbers at the moment. That is not going to be the final number. They said we often start high and then work down, which is true. You can start low and work your way up, but apparently it doesn't work the same as some other games have found out when they spent 3 years rebalancing a gun or whatever. Myself and Elasgar have been playing quite a little bit of The Division. Elasgar's a little bit more of a murderer now than he was when he first started. That's been pretty good fun. I really feel like alcohol. Okay, so it's gonna tell me that. See here, it's gone blue, and the name's right there. But for some reason, in the last one, it didn't do it. But like I said, the place had the name, so you don't need to go to the to the old nav beacon. Oh cripe. Are we gonna survive this? Definitely overshooting it. We will. We'll survive it. I hope. Oh, we did drop out. Nice one. Oh mate, you failed because the planet passed us. How could I possibly have the planet in front of me? Right, okay, that's good. Right, now I just want to see whether it actually gives us any details. Oh yeah, after 3 weeks of fighting at the Lave cluster, the Alliance Elite Diplomatic Corps, AEDC, isn't that a group? A playgroup, managed to reclaim Riote from a pirate insurgency early in April 3301. Local pirate group had tried to rename the cluster the New Caribbean, but under AEDC, agents worked with local groups to retake control of Davies High. Alright, that's interesting enough. Nice little bit of story there. Okay, so he's going to be asking to go back home now. He could have seen this place without dropping out a super cruise. What's the deal with that? That was a wonderful trip. Was it? Thank you. I did my best. I reckon it's all to do with being in first class more than anything. Wow, we haven't half gone away from home though. All the way down there, 191 light years. Can we not jump through some thingy stars? Well, how many jumps is it? I didn't look. 8 jumps. Bloody hell. No wonder they were paying 3 million. Hey Rick, how's it going? Nice to see you. Yeah, they probably could. I think, yeah, they should maybe be able to, or at least have a way that squadron members can add something to the pot. Oh. Like I said, these are all placeholder numbers. They know to crunch it down. But yeah, I was apparently, like in the Division 1, they had problems balancing some weapons, and the reason was because they worked from the bottom up. So they would bring them out, they would be overpowered, so they'd nerf them into the ground, and then work them back up. And people got really annoyed because people were like, "This is stupid," and they said that now they try to work them down. But I haven't said that they have nerfed some stuff into the ground, but they said it's to try and find the better numbers. You can make shrimp at home, can't you, Alice? Get some flounder fish. Is that the monkfish's name? An American. Gonna eat some eggplant and some zucchini with some cookies. I'm gonna have aubergine with courgette and biscuits. I like the differences now. Wait. Right.
Frame shift drive charging.
Oh, I didn't advertise on the FaceTube today. I always forget FaceTube. I hardly use it anymore. I think that's the main reason. That place is just... Pff. I don't know about anybody else, but like, if you live in England, you're not in lockdown. You're not. Come here, I'll swap places with you. You're not in lockdown in the UK. You're staying at home to help other people. There's a big difference. If I was just saying the other day, if they told me I could have if they told me here that I could have half an hour's exercise at 3 in the morning, I would be out in the fucking street. You know. But nobody here is moaning about staying home. Everybody knows it's what has to be done. It might be over the top. I think it is over the top, especially where I live. So in the Balearic Islands. What do you mean safer, Alice? Safer to eat or safer? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by safer. I'm making burgers today when I get off this stream. I'm making the Kevin Bacon double cheeseburger, and it's homemade, 2 patties, but inside the patties you have bacon and then strips of bacon on top and cheese in between each. So I'm gonna be so fat today. Yay! Anything safer than my cooking. You're the type of person who can burn water. I used to live with somebody who was actually like that. Everything just went up in flames. They just take it out the fridge, it'd be going up in flames already. Kikwa. I watched a really good movie last night. Ella's guy won't like it because it's got Denzel. It was called The Book of Eli, set in a post-apocalyptic world. Really good. I enjoyed it a lot. What am I doing in game? Do you mean, Brian, or did you miss the part about cooking? In game, I'm flying back to my. I'm flying back to my home system.
Fuel scooping.
Right. It's the ball of Captain Crunch is much easier. Or the Captain Crunch just goes up in flames. So yeah, and I'm gonna have pickles. Oh, I don't send out for. I started making my own burgers, and I honestly don't send out for takeaway ones anymore. Really, I've managed to get the kind of the flavour and the texture of takeout stuff at home. Oh, it's great, Marshall. Really, really good film. Very surprised by it. I think I've seen it before, but the last few weeks I've kind of gone back to watch movies that I've watched before that I wasn't paying full attention to when I watched them before. I was watching Signs the other night, which I've seen Signs, like I've seen it a few times, but I went back and I started looking at it because I like movies and stuff, so I started looking at it in composition and the score, and because I knew when everything was going to happen in the movie, so listening really intently to the characters, and I was just like, this was so well done. I don't care about the plot holes because every single movie has a plot hole. There's actually a YouTube channel where a guy just decimates movies. Every little plot hole he just attacks, and I like watching his videos because he'll say like why everything about Armageddon is wrong in 14 minutes, and it's 14 minutes of him speaking really quickly, just pulling apart the movie. But it's funny, if you respect the movie and you like the movie itself, it doesn't hurt to watch it get picked apart. I haven't watched one about Ghostbusters yet, because I think I'd probably get too angry about that one. You just don't like Denzel, though. I like Denzel. Not in all of his movies, but I like him in some of them. Inside Man, love him in that. The Equalizer, I really liked him in that. That was a good movie, actually. It wasn't written amazingly well or anything, it was just a good movie. It was like John Wick, but you just replace the dog with a broad. Almost. With a broad. Reminds me, LA Confidential, watched that the other day. That amazing movie, that. Love it. Amazing movie. Right, here's Vista. Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. So, here's Vista. I watched The Road again. Been watching all the apocalyptic stuff. Watched The Road. That's a good movie. It's very much about. It doesn't have a lot of words in it. It's not a lot of spoken language in it. It's pretty good. It's quite interesting, that one, because you don't know what brought about the apocalypse. In everything else, in all the other movies, you tend to know, but in that one, it really doesn't tell you. My theory is super volcano. I think it was a super volcano. I don't think it was a. I don't think it was an asteroid in that movie or anything. Don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything there. Which one was depressing? I've just named like 16 movies. You think it was Yellowstone blowing up? I have read that, so I'm guessing you're talking about the. I'm guessing you're talking about The Road.
Dynamics, Juliet Echo Sierra.
It doesn't say what it is, though, does it? That's the thing. But yeah, yeah. I think. Hang on. But yeah, I think something like that was probably what happens in it. But it really doesn't tell you. Hey, leave her alone. Hang on a second, because she's ill and I don't want this cat attacking her. Go to fuck off, she. Go on. Oh, I read a story about Yellowstone caldera. Some guy who fell into one of the things a couple of years ago. The Wanderer. Not sure if I know that one. Can you imagine falling into one of them? He was off the path. He'd purposely gone off the path and thought he was special. Are you sure it was called The Wanderer? Was it a TV series or a movie? Oh, there's a few Wanderers on IMDb. Oh, they're kind of on the same. Well, it's not that one. Not that one. Not that one.
You may alight when ready. Our facilities are at your disposal, Commander.
I'll have to have a look. Guy Pearce. Born in England, Guy Pearce, by the way. Just so you know. But he's Australian, more Australian.
Speeding inside the docking bay puts lives at risk. We thank pilots for their observance of safe operating speed in and around the facility.
No, I think that was a different one. This was somebody who he tried to take a selfie, like right next to it. Or something, it had fallen back. No, I remember the one about the dog. I think that was a different one. Guy Pearce, there you go. Even there, how does your dog fall in? Like those, the rampways do not go next to them. So if he had his dog off a leash, I don't know, you question some people. Right, so yeah, he comes from Ely in the UK, this Guy Pearce. Right, let's have a look. The Wanderer. The Wanderer. How old is it? Or are you maybe mixing him up with another actor? There's one called The Rover. The Rover. Prometheus. Was he in Animal Kingdom? Is that the Australian version? He was in The Road, actually. I didn't know he was in The Road. Proposition. Rover, okay. But funnily enough, he was in The Road. That's really strange. Ah, different. No, The Road? Yeah, he was in The Road. I didn't know that. I didn't notice. Everybody's got bad teeth and that. They all look British. And he was in Animal Kingdom. Oh, wow. I need to watch the Aussie version of Animal Kingdom. Because I quite like the American TV series. Although I've never got past series 2. Because I'm like that with some movies. The Rover. Oh. Joe Egerton in it as well. Oh, I like Joe Egerton. He's really good. I watched him in a Doomsday Prepper one the other day. Where, and then I watched that one, A Quiet Place, as well the other night. Not normally my type of movie, but I like that. Right, okay, let's have a look. Starport Services. Well, that was cheaper than that pirate one, wasn't it? It's a lot cheaper than that pirate one. Good though that pirate didn't have chaff. I'd have been screwed if he'd have had chaff. Right, we'll go with full on rep here because we're trying to kind of work our way up with this Lombi group. Well, that's the same mission. Oh no, it's got an extra one, but I'm not going to bother with that one. I really need to work out what I need actually, and I'm not going. I nearly clicked 22,000 light years. I could take one from these. Exquisite focus crystals are grade 5. Let's see how many I've got. Inventory. I can't remember if they're created. Exquisite focus crystal. I've only got 60, so I'm going to take that. Passenger may be wanted, so that's always good. Can take rep on it if I really wanted to. I've only got to go to... But if he's wanted, that's no problem. What I need is unfazed by danger. Being scanned will reduce his satisfaction. Criminal scanned by authority will be attacked. Indifferent to any legal actions that you might perform while on board. Right. Okay, this is going to be a bit of a risky one, but I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him on. What we don't want is to get scanned on the way out or on the way in. So before we set off, I really need to know what my my silent running set to, and I have a feeling it's T1. It'll be under miscellaneous, I'm guessing. God, it's not. I really wish I knew what they thought it was under. Is it under? It can't be under engine, can it? Alternate flight controls. No. Flight throttle. No. Flight miscellaneous, maybe. No. Cooling? Cooling. And it's T1. Bloody hell, I remembered that. I've never used it. And I remember that that's what I set it to. So, good. Resume. So the other thing I need to do now then is I need to turn off... did you do it in the fire group? Sorry, in the modules? I thought you could turn it off. So... Right. Coming back is a bit different. Taking off. Actually, taking off might not be too bad. I'll keep it on for now. Just keep me on the straight and narrow. Right. Okay. So. Hey, Andre Souza, how's it going? You're from Brazil, eh? Whereabouts in Brazil are you from? I hope you're not suffering too much in the lockdown. I can't imagine in Brazil it's easier. It's very easy. Okay, so we need a little bit of... let's get right, because we'll pull it back slightly, but then we'll go forward slightly. Right, okay, here we go.
Shields offline. Silent running.
On the roof, 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 on the roof.
Warning. Temperature critical. Thermal signature restored.
Why did I just put my landing gear down?
Silent running.
What? That sound of silent running is really weird. But this ship's not very good at silent running, honestly. I don't know if I've got heat sinks. I don't think I've got heat sinks. I think this gets hotter the more I go. So I don't really know if it works very well. Right, where's the second location? Because it is 2 locations. So don't try and pretend that it's just one jump. I can't see another location. Up. There's not one hidden near the thingy area. Oh, maybe it'll only give it when I've... Hang on, why are my shields off? Do the shields go off with silent running?
Frameshift drive charging.
Asking for a friend. I'm guessing they do. The rover, okay. See who the director is. Director's always a good, is always a good... Oh, that's the guy who did Animal Kingdom as well, so... let's see. Did the TV series as well. Ah, might like it. Might like it. Might like it. Yeah, you always either go for director or casting.
Fuel scooping.
The person who does the casting, they generally, sometimes movies are made by that person.
Frameshift drive charging.
But why are they coming back so slow? Mamma mia, they come over the back so slow. I think I said Andre, but it would be Andre. It'd have to, I think, because it's got a thingy in it, accent. That's the word. Right, Gutters Visitor Beacon. What a name! Right there in the gutter.
Scoop disengaged.
It's still coming back slow. They are bi-weave. They are bi-weave. Look, bi-weave shield generator. But this ship is set up in such a way that it's like it can survive in a lot of situations very, very well. Especially with me at the helm. I'm sure a really accomplished pilot, like let's say Malcolm, would probably do a lot more damage with it than I would. Or even maybe Brian. I haven't seen Brian in combat a lot, to be honest, so I couldn't really say.
Online.
Thanks, mate. Oh, reboot repair takes too long though. But last time when I reboot repaired it, did it actually give me my whole shields back? I don't know if it did. Probably did. Just bad memory. Right. Oh, nice one. It's straight in front of us, so we just go down to half speed and we should be able to... see what it says as well. Okay, there we go.
Critical message.
Just so we don't clank it on the way past. Location visited. Okay, so do you want to give us any information? This baked planet shows some amazing views of the close binary in this trinary system. Okay. Oh, I have no though, Elsgar. I just didn't before, yeah. But thank you. I can't see anything. Is there supposed to be a planet here? I ain't seen this planet. Ah, there we go. There's the planet. That planet does not look burnt out to me. That planet looks like it has a lot of water on it, but you know, I didn't write it.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I have to do it that way now, don't I? There we go. Back into shields because it's only up to 2. Right, okay, so where's our next stop at, please? Galaxy maps. I don't know. I doubt it. Well, maybe you can. It's a good question. It's a good question. If you can pick up missions on board and you jump to the system, but you'd have to have the first thing you need is for them all to be to the same area, because some passenger missions don't do that. The passenger missions that used to do the old you know, stick a load of refugees on, they don't really pay off anymore. Oh, there's a system called Mike there. I didn't know there was a system called Mike. We'll be going through it, so yeah, this is where it's fucking got me. They never used to hide it like this. This one only now comes up after you've finished the first location. Never used to do that, and there's a reason for that. It's so you can't look at ones that are in a really short proximity, which I think is a bit stupid. Lengthening out the play time, I'm guessing. Yeah, I mean, but some of the hot tourist spots, aren't they like way away? No, there isn't. You could maybe do it with whatchamacallit, Robigo. So yeah, I'm guessing you could stack a ton of them. But don't you? No, you couldn't. And the reason you couldn't is because you have to be on your ship to do the mission, don't you? Wait, what did I say? Go to fuck off, shit. Leave her alone. I don't think the other cat knows that this one isn't very well, so he's like, oh, let me jump on your head while he's sleeping. Any sweetheart. Yeah. We jump into the system of Mike. Come here if you want a stroke. I'm not telling you off for getting strokes. You can still get free strokes. It's no problem. So I think you still have to be in your ship to actually do them. So. But I've said they should think about that. So exactly what I said before about having like these huge ships where you can just transport passengers around, but you would have like a waiting time. You wouldn't just be able to take people and jump off, which is like the spool up, spool down time. I used to think that it was genuinely a good way to make money. But if fleet carriers are not interacting with the NPCs at all, seems a bit silly, some of it. Yes, so so if there was such a thing as like where you need to do a massive long jump to get them there, then yeah, I can see it being done. Because in theory, you have to put in the time or money for the tritium. I was wondering that, to be honest, Alistair, but no, I think she's just the guy said it's because you're home a lot. The cats actually get nervous because normally you're not around, and to them you're out hunter-gathering or whatever, and then if you come home and you're around them constantly, they start to worry if there's something wrong. That's what he said anyway. I think cats just pick up infections and stuff like nobody's business, unfortunately, and they end up costing a lot of money. But it could be to do with a kidney punching. So, I don't know. I'm going to have to look up where the kidneys are in a cat, because I'm not doing that anymore if that's the situation.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's have a look-see. No, the kidney's too high from where I normally slap them. So, no, I don't think it's that, thankfully. But actually, patting them too high on the back could cause it. But I know the other one had a similar problem, last August. I think cats just go through it. The guy gave me something that he said, oh, if you ever see the cat with it again, you just give it a little bit of this and it'll head it off at the pass, so to speak. That cost me an extra 16 quid, whatever that was. Easter Sunday as well. I mean, the cat could have done it yesterday. Could have pissed blood yesterday, no problem. Waited till today, till I had to make that emergency call out. Had to wait today. That's why cats are assholes. Had to wait today.
Incoming mission. Critical message.
Right, okay. So let's see where this little spot is here. There we go. Xenos visit a beacon. It always does it with a planet, but it's not the planet that you want to be going to. It's always the visitor beacon. And then it'll be Maybe. You never know. No space in this house to lock anybody up, Ellisgar. I wish there was. Itchy nose. But yeah, I mean, to see. But I don't like the fact that the cat maybe feels stressed because you're around. I think my cat never bloody leaves my side half the time, whether I'm home or not. So Zenus Visitor Beacon. Don't know what this is about, but we'll soon find out why Dallas Holcomb wants to go there. I'm assuming Dallas is a guy in this game. I know there's that female actor called Dallas, but I think in this game I'm guessing the name Dallas is probably a male name. Maybe. Who knows? Is Brian still around? Are you still around, Brian? Are you back in the bubble now? Or are you still making your way, limping your way back, should I say? Yeah, there might be. I mean, to be honest with you, it never drops that much, Ellisgar. It never drops so much as to... I missed out on my chance of owning my own property when I was younger. I could have got a property so cheap and sold it for a lot during the housing, but it just didn't do it. So I never got, and that I would have actually made something out of that. Housing's like a little... I don't know, who's in here? Brian's in the same system. He's gonna chase me down, isn't he? He's gonna chase me down and kill me. That's him. Anybody who clips you, that's Brian. If they clip your head off, that's him. Ah, you're gonna kill me! So I don't trust him.
Frameshift drive charging.
Hey. So yeah, I think what we might do is in the build up to the fleet carriers, because I will be looking to buy a fleet carrier, which anybody who's in the 97th or anybody who wants to join in can take advantage of it. Very strange things going on. The biggest thing with fleet carriers that I didn't get is that if there's no NPC interaction, you are expecting the rest of the player base to make you rich, or you make yourself rich, right? But one of the things that FDev specifically spoke about in the stream the other day when they were on Lave Radio is they said, we are very aware of the thing, I don't know what its name is because I'm not really into it, but where you pay some Chinese person to grind, or some Korean person to grind 6 billion euros for you. And they were saying that we're and just actually people just giving people free stuff in the game, and they're like, we're completely adverse to that, and we don't agree with it, and we do everything to stop it. And I'm like, well, actually you don't, because if we went and mined a load of diamonds in a wing, we could give it to Joe Bloggs, and Joe Bloggs is famous. Not famous, rich, might be famous, you never know. I know that Down to Earth Astronomy was hanging around one of the starter systems and giving out really expensive materials. So that is all doable, in my opinion. So, and the fact that you're relying on the player base to donate stuff to you, or buy your stuff, doesn't give the fleet carrier sense, in my opinion, unless you're literally buying it. One person in a player group is buying it so that each player group has a location. You know, you used to have to apply for a location and everything. So if you wanted to be in a certain starport, you had to apply to have your group in that starport. Well, now you won't do that because you'll do it on your fleet carrier. But if there's no NPC interaction, and again, I don't know how the mission board and stuff will look if there is a mission board on the fleet carriers.
Disengaged.
I don't know. I don't know how it'll work.
Frameshift
Yeah, I noticed, Brian. I saw you. Always crashing into things, and yet you call yourself a great pilot, but you're always the first to crash into things. So. So with the lockdown, just a love tap. With the lockdown in place, I'm not expecting to go back to work until September. Here, we're halfway through April. We've only really got May, and then this intensive part of the school year starts in June. Can't imagine them doing that. I won't interact if you name it. So I'm gonna paint it pink, because I'm sure you can, just for you. And I'm gonna call it Ella's Paradise. So I don't think the kids are going to be going back to school in the current iteration until September. The normal way until September. I really just don't see it here. We have an aging population. Kids are very close to their grandparents. I just don't think the government are going to risk it. So I think what we're going to have is for the next month and a half or so, we're going to have this distance learning going on. Then, because the kids will already be around the grandparents, but it's when they're mixing together and something exploding. So summer school, my boss was talking about summer school, but I was like, I really don't know if they'll be permitted this year. I have a feeling they won't. I have a very strong feeling that they won't be permitted this year, and actually all summer schools will be given cease and desist orders. So I don't think that's going to happen. Travel restrictions, God knows whether borders are gonna open properly. I don't know if that'll happen for a few months. It's going to be a very new way of living, I think. And I think going forward, until there's 100% vaccine out and fully in production as well. Don't forget that, because they've got to build up stocks a bit. Until all of that happens, you just can't go back to how it was before for the time being. I actually had a conversation with somebody the other night who was in hospital in mid-January in the UK, and there were coronavirus patients in the hospital because they thought my friend might have it, and that was in mid-January. I've said it's been along much longer than the March outbreak. The March outbreak is when it was everywhere and it was mixing faster because more people were getting it. But I think it's been around much longer than that, much longer than that. I think I might have passed it in December when I was really ill. I was ill for 3 weeks. Worst flu I've ever had. Because I catch flu basically every year because I work around kids. Debilitating would be the word I used at the time. Couldn't get up, couldn't do anything, barely go to the toilet and stuff like that. It was absolutely horrible. Horrible headaches, I remember as well. Like really, they would come and go, just these crunching headaches, especially in the middle of the night. So, hey, Mike comment. Have you changed your name? Have you changed the way you spell it on... Hang on, no, you've... Is this Mike? You saying yeah, he's still alive, but that's not your picture. There's too many people coming in the stream with different pictures and stuff. You throw me around, people. But yeah, I'm still alive, don't worry. For the moment. So, you know... I just think as time goes on, we're going to find out so much more about this thing. So much. I mean, the death toll is going to be way bigger than we have it now. Way bigger. And but one thing I do want to say to people is, I know none of you are idiots, but I need to reiterate this to people. If you're watching the news about this and they're talking death, 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 and they're going, look at this, more people have died. Don't look at those numbers. Those are not the numbers that represent this. The infection rate is what represents this. So when the infection rate starts going down, that's when you get a thumbs up. The infection rate can be going down and the death toll can be going up because there's still people with it. There's still a lot of people with it. But it's really important to see that day after day after day, when it starts going down, the infection rate, that's when you can start to really say, right, we're moving into the next part. Because at the moment, all I'm hearing is death. Alright, okay, yeah, just to fool me. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I haven't blown up. Nearly blew up earlier. Level 6 bad guy. With his 6 friends, or his 5 friends that were helping him out. So nearly got blown up, but I did complete it, so... I haven't been blown up in a while, actually. Right, enter hangar, and then we'll cash this one in.
Landing complete. Ship secured. Our facilities are at your disposal, Commander.
I think some social distancing in general could just be a nice thing. You know, like restrict amount of people going into shops and stuff in one time. That would be a nice thing. It would definitely stop the whole town going out on a Saturday and stuff like that, because that drives me up the wall. That's just me. That's a grumpy old bastard. But I would like to see some of that come in. Like I said to you before, in Spain we have a full lockdown. You're not even allowed to go outside to exercise. I mean, when I took the cat to the vets today, because it's an emergency, so I had to fill out this form online. It didn't have anything about pets, so I put it as a medical emergency, and then just thought, if they stop me, I'll say. But I also clicked in that I was shopping, just so that maybe they could see. Maybe they would realise that, okay, it's something medical shopping and stuff like that. They only take the website only takes. I didn't know this before. I thought you were like kind of filling out a form that if the police asked you, you'd hand it to them. But they're correlating information, because if you do the wrong ID number in just one digit out, it doesn't recognise you. Which it doesn't recognise it. Sorry, as a valid ID. So I'm guessing it's running off a main database. So they're actually watching people as well to see if certain people are going out too much, which probably important as well, because there is a guy in this town in particular that the other day was arrested for I think they said the 12th time. But there's always one of those planks, and normally they're not right anyway. But 12 times, just lock him up already and tell him to give over. So let's see. I haven't got a lot of time left today, because I was supposed to come on earlier, but I didn't have the cat. So let me just see if I can get one more mission in. See if I can get a death mission. It's like death metal, but wet work. No, the wet work's always planet side, isn't it? I always forget that. It's not. It's gonna be like all massacre missions, isn't it? Because this game loves sticking it in and breaking it off when you're trying to really do something. Right, there's a known thing. It doesn't say recommended rank elite. Well, I'm not elite. Should we go for it? It's not a lot of rep, actually. It's not a lot of money. Let's go for it. Let's hope for... Right, auto launch it. So you carried the bag in a straw shoulder bag while you carried it to the vet on your left. Actually, I absolutely did that, yeah. I went on my electric scooter. Town was empty. There was nobody out there until I got to the vets. I saw two people at the very last part of town walking dogs. But the town is just a ghost town. It really looked like something out of a movie today. But yeah, I was on the scooter. Cat was doing like 40 miles an hour. It's fucking fearless, my cat. Doctor was doing all horrible things to its ass, and then when he finished, cat just jumps down, starts having a look around the office like it owned the joint. I'm talking about you, not to you. Right, so we need to... Yeah, it's another wing one. I don't know if you're around, Brian. If you're still in game, if you meet me in the Zelacantor system, I am going to be killing somebody. I can actually invite you to the wing. I'm going to be dropping out though, son Brian, just so you know. Invite to wing. But I'm going to turn my comms off just for now, Brian, if you don't mind, because I'm going to be going off anyway. So, but it's there, the invite. If you would like to come in and come and kill this bloke with me. So Zelacantor is the system. So yeah, what have you been up to, Mike, by the way? Seeing as you're trying to bamboozle me. Good word, bamboozle. So I saw Malcolm's, by the way, people. Malcolm's been streaming a lot because I've noticed, and I have been mooching about some of your streams, Malcolm. People, you should all go watch some of Malcolm's streams, especially if you like, combat. Malcolm Hepburn. Do I have to go scan the nav beacon? I think I do, don't I? Here, if I remember rightly.
Incoming mission. Critical message.
Unless he's gonna get me. It does say incoming enemy alert, so should I maybe not concentrate on the thing? Oh no, because the incoming enemy is his protection, isn't it? So we've got
Incoming mission. Critical message.
I'm trying to do this before I drop in it. There we go. Right, so I've got to go here to find him. Nope, I think Brian just flew past me. Right, so the planet's blue, so I'm guessing it's as I get there, it'll show up. You need to be within 1,000 light seconds or something. Whoop! Here we go. I'm gonna get mode. Behind me as usual.
Under attack.
Oh, he's having a go, isn't he? Hello. Oh, he hasn't targeted him, has it? What do you think you're doing? Malin. It's a nice name. Trying to keep kind of. He's going to try and boost away now. Watch. He's dropped his cargo. That I think they put in that he shit himself.
Incoming mission. Critical message.
Alright, let's have a look.
Comply.
Put away my hard points. Ah, it's chord speak for he shit himself. But yeah, why are my engines not jumping very well there? It's a bit strange. So made it to collide. Now, I can't remember who we're looking for here. Hang on a second, what's his name? Emil. Oh, what? Error code Blue Cobra. Nice one. Right, I'll jump back in. Can't remember which group. Oh, I've gone into solo, Brian. Hang on, I'll jump back out. Don't know what happened there. Yeah, I think that might have been why it crashed, Brian. Hang on. Exit to main menu. You know this game. Come on, you've been playing it long enough, Brian. You know what it's like. I'm on the Swifty one, aren't I? I wasn't in an Effectual Gamer, I don't think. I think I was in Swifty. I think. My beacon might not be on actually, Brian. Yeah, Marshall's probably right there. Right, give us a second. It should show you as in system. I can't remember which one I was in now. No, I'm in the wrong bloody player group now. Cripe on a stick. So let's go back. Right, I think he was in on the Swifty one. I think it was the Swifty one. Yep. Invite to wing. Okay. Ship. Wing beacon on. Beacon on. Right, there you go, Brian. Sorry about that. Right, okay, so please do not tell me that I have to click anything again.
Ready to engage.
Hey, okay, let's do this. Nice to see you.
3, 2.
I think it's your first time in one of my streams, I think. Okay, let's do this. I think I'd remember the name. But there's been times when I've been slightly drunk, so I don't know. Chance that I have. So, welcome into the stream. Hope you're enjoying yourself on this. Well, it's a bit gloomy here actually. We had some really good days the last few days. We were up in the 20s. I was loving it, mate. But then it got gloomier. So, right, so I'm gonna just slow down a little bit. Brian's probably gonna fly right past me now. But it's because I need to get the mission signal source in line. And what's his name? And Emil Kivit. I'm hoping Brian's not too far away from me. I don't know if it actually says anywhere how far away the person is from you. Ah, I can see him now. He's catching up to me, so... Or is he going in the other direction? Right, so why am I still in the wrong mode? And why haven't I got my multi-cannons and beam lasers open and ready? I'm actually dropping out the stream. If you do follow me, normally you are more than welcome to drop in. Anybody's welcome to drop in as long as I'm not doing something where I'm specifically doing something on my own. But people are normally more than happy to come in. But you can add me in game, Commander. God knows what my commander name is. Ineffectual Gamer. Ineffectual Gamer, yeah. And if you add me in game, I'll certainly another time I'll let you come into a combat stream. Oh, did Brian just overshoot me? Alright, I'm guessing that's a follow. I can't see though because I'm... Oh, there he is. Right, let's get him. Why are they going back to my heat seek? Here we go. Hello, Amiel.
Under attack. Taking damage.
I could actually do with better... better thingamajigs there. Right, he's coming straight on, so I'm going to try the old... side, swing the ship around and try and throw him off. way that I normally do. Oh, this is cooling me right down. He is going further away from me though, so I need to make sure that I do this thing where I try and kind of change direction of my ship all the time, so he doesn't. I don't think you can really see it on the screen, but I'm like kind of boosting or strafing to the left, strafing to the right, just to try and keep him from making sudden turns, because I think that quite often they decide that they're going to go off in another direction based on what you're doing. So if you can...
Target shields offline.
Yay! He hasn't got chaff, thankfully, which is good. And he's coming in again, so I'm going to change direction just a little bit. That was actually a really good directional change as well. And now he's trying to get away from me. I need to get on him. He's coming back at me. Ah, he's going to fly past. How does he get to zoom to boost so effectually there? Ah, tried to get my nose on him there. Right, well, he might be boosting towards me actually now, so I'm not gonna boost this time, and I'm gonna see if I can't just strafe him. Right. There you go. See you later, alligator. Right, okay, where's his friend? Who's hassling me? Way! Ah, shut up, attacking me. I'm not, no, I thought I might have got too heavy-handed there and attacked the popo. Oh, let's get on you first, because you're annoying. Have I not got any pips to engines? Is that why he's managed to get away from me? I just sure I heard somebody drop in. Who shoot me from behind, by the way? Oh, cheers, Brian. Didn't realise my shields were so bad there. Let's go backwards. Ah, can't get him. Oh, I didn't realise he was going that way. Let's try and get him. Ah, trying to get him with the nose end of the ship, to be honest with you.
Under attack.
Got you. Right, where's that mate of his that keeps running? Why can't I target that guy? Don't you dare jump out. Right, he's very agile for me. He seems agile. Let's see if we can get him this time. Why is he? That's Brian. I think. Actually, I was blaming Brian there. I don't know if it was. Ah. I'm not in reverse there. I don't know if because I do everything in extremes,
Under attack.
whether that's why. Of course he would. Ah, I can't. I'm trying to clip him, but I just can't seem to do it. Oh, he's dead anyway, isn't he? Is he in a vulture there? Right, hang on a second. So, people have been writing, "Hey Sev, how's it going?" try frag cannons. Yeah, maybe actually. I don't know. Do you have to aim with frag cannons? I'm probably done if I have to aim. Right, okay, he's dead and buried, so let's go back to the station and you can get your cut, Brian. Ah, did I share it with you? Oh crap, I don't think I shared it with you. Oh, I can still share it. Congratulations, you can still get a cut even though it's already been done over. Didn't know you could do that. Right, Acquato. Okay, so we're welcome Seth, by the way. Nice to see you. It's always nice to see new people dropping in. Use Vista. Okay. And off we go, Ski. Stick those bad boys away.
Frameshift drive 200.
I don't know if I'd have survived that battle on my own actually there, because I know the last one I managed to do it, but I didn't actually look at what level he was there. Alright, I might try frag cannons then. Could be worth giving it a go. I like those pack-out missiles, but just having to reload them all the time, not my idea of fun.
Fuel scooping complete.
Here's Vista. Memory like a sieve. I have got a bad memory of some things, and I've got really, really strong memory in other things. But my mum used to say that memory like a sieve. Oh, well, I've earned my Kevin Bacon burger. I can't wait for it. I watched a movie in with him the other night, which is actually quite good. Was it Kevin Bacon was in it? Yeah. Mystic River. Oh, great movie. Great movie. If you've never seen it, watch it. It's got nothing to do with a river that I remember. Tim Robbins, Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon. Amazing movie. If you've not seen it, go watch that movie. I watched it last week or something. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. There's a new Guy Ritchie film out as well, which is pretty good. It's not as good as his others, but it's still it's a good film in of itself.
Juliet Echo Sierra. The Imperial Flight Operations Bureau welcomes you to our territory. We are honored by your visit. Permission granted.
Yeah, in of itself, very, very good movie. Very well scripted. Very, very well written. Just not as good as his other movies. So, mission successful. Okay, good stuff. What were we getting for this? We're just getting... I think I was doing it just for the rep. Yeah. That was a lot of work for 1 million credits. I'm going to be honest. I could have scanned an Earthlight for that. And still repped up. Oh, I love this stadium. This station. It's always good to come home to.
Landing gear.
Looks like a stadium with that lighting rig there. Actually does look like a stadium. This is a great place to call home. Even if the missions aren't always the best.
Landing complete. You may alight when ready. Enjoy your stay, Commander. Your comfort is our top priority.
And I am considering doing some power play at some point as well, just for, but I need to get my money really before I do that for the fleet carrier, because I really want to get involved in all that stuff, because I think it's like a little bit of a soap opera that goes on in the background. Brian, can you inbox me when you've landed, please? Just so I'm not tuning this in too early. And then I had that guy who dropped me out as well, so I'll be getting some money for that one, eh? 263 grand bounty claim. So we can go do that in contacts. Can't remember what it's under yet. Redeem all bounty vouchers. There we go.
Incoming message.
Alright, redeem them once as well. It's all these weird things where I never know what you're clicking on half the time. Combat bond vouchers, mercenary combat bond vouchers. Search and rescue. I've got search and rescue ship, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still not. I still need to properly look into that so I can use that ship correctly. Is that a yes? No. It's a rep change. Oh, hang on, people. I haven't got the bloody thing open at the moment. Just to dock, Brian, because I shared the mission with you. So if you want to get the money for it, I think you have to be docked, or at least in system. I'm supposing you are, aren't you? So look. No. I live for this, engaging target, I love it. You cannot stop us. When one dies, two will appear in their place. Well, they didn't. Big fat liar. Amiel. Is he in? Can't do the camera thing on this ship anymore. I need to set my camera up. I say that every day. Okay. Well, the thing for me, Thudpucker, is that I've said before that I never play the game, so I'm not bigging the game up because of the playing point of view. But I look at what they do with No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky has more money than this game. They did, for sure. They had more money than they could throw at the game, and they have a very simplistic game. I'm guessing programming wise, but they constantly make great content for it. This game, since day one almost, has just had problems, and its problems lie in the fact that it seems that under this code of the game they can't add things to it without taking things out. I mean, they admitted it in that live stream on Rave. If you go listen to it, you'll hear him say it. Sometimes when we try to implement something, it means losing from something else, and we just can't do that because it's really important part of gameplay. So what he's saying there is we've tried to put stuff in this game and we can't do it. Now that's all to do with whoever first created the game and set it up. They've obviously put bloody blocks and stuff in there, or they've done something. I'm not really a programmer. So this game it's not limited because FDev don't want us doing more. It's limited because they've had to get to a point, or they've had to take this iteration of the game to a point where the brass or whatever say, okay, let's upgrade the code and make it new. And I'm not sure if maybe 5 years was that point that Frontier wanted to see. And so I think when we do get a code upgrade, the game will change itself. The biggest problem I have with it at the moment is everything in the game is too repetitive. Missions are too repetitive. Mining's too repetitive. I mean, mining should be repetitive if the payout's good. If the payout's really good, maybe it should be a bit repetitive, so you do feel a bit bored when you're doing it. I don't know. You know, but when you look at what No Man's Sky's done, it's a similar game in like space setting and whatnot, but it's a much softer game in certain ways. But I still cannot get away from the fact that I can land on a planet in No Man's Sky, and every planet is different. and it has different atmospheric conditions and things like that. This game has those things, but you can't land on those planets. You can only land on the pure rock worlds with nothing, and that's just, for me, is it's not good enough. And when they were saying we're bringing ice planets, and then they were like, well, actually, we're not bringing ice planets, and then they were saying maybe we'll have atmospheric landings, and no, we're not having them. And it's because, and I've said that all along, when people were saying there's atmospheric landings coming, I'm like, not in this game engine, there isn't. I can't see anything about this game engine that really shows atmosphere. There is those Larange clouds with the lightning, but I don't know how they'd put that in around the the planets. I just don't know how they'd get it to work properly. Some of the planets, once you are down in your SRV in this game, some of the planets, when you are down on the surface in your SRV, the mountains are spectacular, and they work like real mountains as well. If you try and climb them in your SRV, there can be points where you can get to the top. I think me and Brian have done that before. Brian and I have done that before. Some of them are truly spectacular. You actually, once you start driving up, it takes a long time, and it's like, alright, it feels like I'm actually climbing a mountain. But the planets in themselves hold very little interest. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm waffling on about that, but I just feel like this game has a lot of scope, and there's a lot where it can actually go. And I think just under the current iteration, they can't take it in that direction, and so we're going to end up climbing adventure. They're going to have to bring in a new code and a new engine, or a new version of the engine, and they're going to be able to implement so much more. If anybody plays Division, they'll know what I mean in between the Division 1 and the Division 2. Division 1 was great. Division 1 was amazing, right? But it was very similar to this game, right? In that they couldn't add content to it. The engine that they were working on wasn't able to hold too much, and so what they did is they went away and they tweaked the engine, but they couldn't implement it into the Division 1, so they made the Division 2, and the Division 2, in comparison to Division 1, I was saying to Alice the other night when we were playing it, that I still prefer Division 1 because its atmosphere and the story of it was new. But I still prefer it as in how I felt when I was playing it. But I still think, God, if they had the things from the Division 2, the same loot system, the crafting system as in Division 1, the more options, like the options that you can build on and stuff, even though some people complain about that, I just feel like there would be so much more in that first game, and I'd love for them to revamp it somehow and bring it in. Yeah, I do remember the guys that launched into our... So that was fun, and there are fun things in the game like that, but you know what, those things are things generally that players find, and it's very strange. I also think that the biggest problem for me with Elite Dangerous is if you are going to make a one-to-one copy of the Milky Way, I've said it before, is they have to occupy it. I don't mean that you need a starship in every place, but the game at the moment just feels very, even when you're in a wing and you go to a station, it doesn't feel like you're inside a station. It doesn't feel like there's enough going on. There's not enough interaction. There's not enough story there. You know, people complaining because they've stopped the community goals and things like that, but believe me, it's not because they don't want to do them. It's that whoever was doing that community goals could be working on the next iteration of the game. I think we'll all be taken aback when it eventually comes out. I really do. All the talk of, you know, they've been the group's been downgraded. There's not as many people working on the game. The game's dead. They're all working on Jurassic Park. Look, listen, that people went through the same with Division 1. There was a point in Division 1 where they were saying Division 2's nowhere near close, Division 1's not got anybody working on it, this franchise is dead. And then suddenly at E3 they were like, oh, Division 2's coming out in a couple of months. Literally, they were like, it's coming out in a few months, we've been working on it for a long time and we're going to have all this stuff in it. You just don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You really don't. That's just the way it is in game, in programming. There are a few leaks every now and again. There were some. Don't forget the leaks that came out about this game. Everything else in that statement about the leaks has become true. So don't think for any second that the same doesn't apply to the Elite Dangerous parts that they were talking about. Can't remember exactly the main things they were talking about. They were talking about space legs and first person shooter and actually seeing Thargoids in the flesh. Yeah, it will be, Brian. I'm absolutely sure. I'm absolutely sure of it. I think they looked at Star Citizen. They looked at the hype that Star Citizen creates. They knew that Chris Roberts probably isn't going to ever truly get off the ground, and they see it as the entrance in that they can kind of jump in on that. I'm sure of it, and that's why I think we haven't seen a lot for this iteration of the game, because they're just working on it so hard. Oh, that would be nice, actually. Yeah, it would be nice. Frostbite's a really good engine. Really, really good engine. I wasn't happy that I think they moved Ghost Recon over to it, which wasn't necessarily a good idea, but it's a great engine. So, we'll see. But believe me, this game is not dead and buried. The only thing that bothers me about this game, or about FDev, is that they kind of did this whole thing about bringing people into this iteration of the game. But like I said, you'll get the new engine. Even if you don't buy the upgrade, the engine's going to change. That's all. But if you pay for it, you'll get the extra content. If you don't pay for it, you won't get it. But you will get the engine upgrade, I'm sure. They won't be charging for that, because it explains why they've put a training area in this one. The reason they've put a training area in this one is for when the next one comes out. So, and they've put it in to try it out. If they knew that they were bringing kind of the work down, they wouldn't have put that training area in. By the way, hello Callisto Racing. So I think it will. I honestly think it will. The price, they do drop it every now and again. They can't drop the full price, because if they bring out a code upgrade, they need people to pay full price for it. But yeah, that whole pricing thing of games, it's a very strange thing. If you watched The Division 2, I mean, they brought it down to £3 in order to get people to buy the extra edition as well. So yeah, the way the price fluctuates and the way it does it, I mean, you never. Well, Brian's saying it's £5 on Steam right now. There are days and weeks when it's down. I know nothing about pricing in that sense. I wouldn't know why they do it or why they don't do it. Yeah, still 49 quid on PlayStation 4. That doesn't, or even 40. That doesn't surprise me. Unfortunately, with PlayStation, and I think some of that pricing, Callisto, is actually to do with PlayStation. I think they need permission to change prices. Particularly because I've got a PlayStation. I do some PlayStation gaming, and some of the big named games that PlayStation are involved with, the price never changes. So I don't know. I don't know if it's something to do because you're using PlayStation servers or something like that. I really don't know, but that would probably tell me why they keep the price high. But they did have a time when it was cheaper on the PlayStation. There was a time. Right, people, I'm going to call it a night because I've gone on a little bit longer than I wanted to. Because yeah, they do have a good community as well. They do. Jess, who comes in here quite a lot. Big player of the game. So I'm going to try and stream again tomorrow for a couple of hours as well. And I'm going to try in the next. Now I'm going back to normal work. I'm going to have to see this week how my boss is and whether they're still attention seeking as much as they are. And if they are, then it means my time's limited. But if they actually sit back and relax and let us just get on with our job, I will have some more time in the evenings and stuff. But actually, at the moment, some of my streaming is going to take place early in the day in England, so in mid-afternoon. So normally I stream really late at night, but some of my streams are going to be in the afternoon, simply because it's the only time I've got. I can only stream when I've got time at the moment. So I'm having to change that a little bit. Doesn't mean I'll never stream at night, but like I said before, I've been in bed before 9 some nights, so it is what it is. So we have to see. Okay, so I'm gonna say good night, and I want to thank everybody for joining in. I'll say 9-7 and enjoy the rest of your day. See you later. If I could find the correct button to say goodbye. Bye bye.